Hello, I'm John Mason, and welcome to Downtown with me. Downtown is a bi-monthly show shot right here in Hartford, Connecticut, our insurance capital of the world. You know, public access gets a bad rap. Critics are always complaining about shaky shots, guests with half a head, and interviewers who make no sense at all. But hey, Geraldo gets away with it. Now don't get me wrong, we're not always fun and exciting.
I think Paul was a genius. Or at the very least, extremely talented. And a rare bird.
I never met the man. Some of our shows have been somewhat slow. Clay, what is the open forum?
The open forum is a theater company with the intent to try to make the theater an open forum.
But you know, even Will Schreiner's not funny all the time. Timothy Baker, she's back in the news. You know, Playboy, this is true now, Playboy offered her $1.5 million to never, ever pose nude. Once in a while, we do get that big Hollywood celebrity.
What's a technique to spark a man's interest? Now let's get to that one.
Oh, God, I have one technique, but I hate to say it on national TV because, okay, but I'm going to do it. Okay, I'll say it to you. I usually go up to the guy and I go, oh, my God, you look just like my brother Johnny in Connecticut. And
Okay, maybe not a Hollywood celebrity. But to all you TV executives out there who complain that our laugh track stinks, or our set looks too dumpy, or you're just wondering whether or not this is my real hair, we have only one response for you. Top this opening.
This next tune is going out to Luigi and the boys down to Zambini's Beats. Okay, enjoy it, guys. There you go. Right. Hello, I'm Mario Balboa. You know, there was a time in my career when I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. Being the brother of a famous celebrity didn't make it any easier, you know what I mean? And I know there's a lot of kids out there going through the same thing that I went through when I was going through that thing with my brother. That's why I decided to start the Connecticut School about Broadcasting. See, at the Connecticut School about Broadcasting, you get your own shot at being the champ. Come on, harder, come on, you got this bird beat, let's go.
I can't take it anymore, Mario.
You mean you tied up to only 15 minutes? Come on, hit it.
No, it's the smell I can't stand.
Oh, you can't quit now. You'd be considered a loser. Come on, your girl will leave you. Besides, you already paid for the class. Come on, hit it harder, come on, one more. Keep going, that's it. You see, here at the Connecticut School about Broadcasting, we don't make demands that we don't think you can achieve. Our trained professionals are there to guide you every inch of the way. Believe me, I know firsthand. This is going out to a very special girl from Wallingford, from a very special guy from Waterbury. It's a real special song by the Ronettes. I mean the Supremes. Well, maybe it's the Crystals. Well, anyway, here's the song. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Maybe I'm not cut out for this kind of stuff. Maybe I should go back to installing ceramic. That's what I'll do. I'll quit and go back and marry Angela.
What do you mean you quit? What did I tell you about that? You've been doing this for 18 months. You're gonna stick it out. You're gonna be a champ. And about Angela, I told you. Women, weekend, legs.
But you know, the bottom line all our graduates are concerned with, after being in the Connecticut School about Broadcasting for 2 years and close to $15,000 later, can I get a job? Let's ask some of our graduates.
Hey, thanks, CSB. Where else could I get a job for $4.15 an hour and 20 hours a week?
Thanks, Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Without you, I'd still be washing dishes at Carbone's.
Thanks, CSB. Without you, I couldn't have got this job in Nicaragua. It's great this time of year.
So there you have it. A career made possible by the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Remember, we guarantee we'll place you somewhere.
Hello, Johnny Domingo for Cars on the Terrace. People ask me, Johnny, what does a man like you look for in a car? I tell them the same things I look for in a fine woman. You see, a car must be just like a fine woman. Warm and cozy, loyal and dependable. And most of all, a car must be inexpensive, with parts that are easily accessible. And there's only one place I can find a car with all these qualities. The place, Charter-Oak Terrace. You see, at Charter-Oak Terrace, we have many brand names to choose from. Whether it be domestic or foreign, or new or used, rare or burnt, we have a car for everyone. But people say, Johnny Domingo, what if I'm low on cash? Come on down for parts only. Cars on the Terrace. For our motto is, the car that drives by could be your own.
There are 3 nevers to running a boiler room. Never stick your finger in a leaky FK-109 semi-turbine steam valve. Never let them catch you sleeping by a Rudder McKay dual generator. And if they do catch you sleeping, never let them see you sweat. That's why boilermen all over the nation are using Danky Nut. You see, when you're working around a boiler room for 14 hours a day, you don't have time to take a shower. Danky Nut contains only Earth's elements, natural elements, emollients, I guess. So I don't have to worry about any chemicals being harsh to my skin. Its organic elements are constantly at work, drying up excess sweat, and at the same time, keeping me smelling fresh and clean. When you've been working in the boiler room as long as I have, you know who you can count on. And when you really think about it, nobody likes anybody talking behind their back. Danky Nut. A friend that won't let them see you sweat.
This is much better, though.
Morning, children. Time to take your seats. School is about to begin. And that means you too, Jerry. In class, I want you all to put on your thinking caps now. We're going to start with our math today. 5 plus 3 minus 6 divided by 2. 2 plus 2 plus 4 divided by 2 times 1 minus 8 divided by 2. Gerald Brooks, what is the matter?
I'm sorry, Miss Havens. I just had a funny thought.
You're not funny.
Now, little Billy Patrick, let's give Jerry a chance to talk.
I was just thinking about my love for the Oreo cookie, Mrs. Havens.
See, that's not funny. Nice hairdo, Jerry. It's always daydreaming. Why do you have to be so weird, Jerry?
Now, kids, everybody's different. Billy wants to be a baseball player. Tammy wants to be a nurse. And Jerry, I think by looking at your hair, you'd like to be a hairdresser.
Hairdresser? I want to be a WFSB news anchor.
Sure, Jerry. Why don't we all take an early recess, kids?
Yeah!
Now, Jerry, you and I both know you need to concentrate more on your schoolwork.
I know, Miss Havens, but I have all these groovy, neat boss ideas.
Like what, Jerry?
Like the time I wrote about the guy who went to the fat farm to lose weight, and he ended up gaining 20 pounds. That's just one story. I've got 5 stories right here. You want to read them?
Not right now, Jerry. I have so many of your stories. I have a filing cabinet just for you.
A filing cabinet? That's it! From the Brooks cabinet, I'm Jerry Brooks.
That seemed good.
Good.
The Celtics. Now, I'm a Celtic fan. The Celtics made a key trade. They signed Portland Trailblazer Jim Paxton to a contract. And, of course, the Celtic condition.
What? What was that, John?
The Celtics signed.
What'd they do? Who'd they sign?
The Celtics. The Celtics signed Portland Trailblazer Jim Paxton to a contract. And of course, the Celtics.
What was that, John? What are you saying? They signed another white guy?
The Celtics signed Portland Trailblazer Jim Paxton to a contract. And of course, Celtic tradition continues. The Celtics signed another. The Celtics signed another Portland. The Celtics signed Portland Trailblazer Jim Paxton to a contract. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, the Celtic tradition. I can't believe that.
Yeah, let me try the. Get me a speech pathologist.
The Celtics signed Portland Trailblazer Jim Paxton to another contract.
Quick.
The Celtics signed Portland Trailblazer Jim Paxton to a Celtic. I can't.
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay, thanks, Tom. The Celtics signed. Here, let me do it because this is a good joke. I don't want to. The Celtics signed Portland Trailblazer Jim Paxton to a contract. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, the Celtic tradition continues.
5.
Okay, so when I hit you, you start the snickling.
When she starts, everybody else starts.
Ready? I'm sorry, Mrs. Havens. I just had a funny thought. Okay, so much for working with kids. Okay, we're gonna do it again. Ready? I'm gonna hit her like this, and then I want to hear loud snickering, like. Okay, and then after I say my line, then everybody laughs. Okay, ready? Tell me when, John.
Trish, put
Go.
your hands down though, so we can see your pretty face.
I'm sorry, Miss Havens. I just had a funny thought. I can't believe I'm 35 years old.
You know, people ask me all the time, Jerry, what's your idea of a fun show? Well, sorry, Dave Letterman. Too bad, Johnny Carson. You see, I always go downtown with John Mason. Check it out on your local public access channel.
I came as soon as I heard. How is he?
Oh, John! Where would he be without good friends like you?
Oh, that's what friends are for. Oh.
We were at the Bitter Creek Cafe last night, and he was doing his stand-up monologue. He bombed really badly, and the audience booed him off the stage.
Well, have you heard his act? Yes.
Oh, John, you don't understand.
What?
He ran.
Right.
That's the first time he's ever done that. I'm scared, John. I'm scared.
Where is he?
The same place he's been for the last 2 nights, sitting in front of the TV, watching reruns of Branded and drinking turpentine.
Ooh, turpentine.
Look for yourself.
They say he ran away. Branded, march with a coward shame. What do you do when you're branded? Well, you fight for your name.
He's really not himself at all.
You're right.
Turn that off, buddy. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing to yourself?
Can't you say I want to be alone?
Come on, Johnny. You gonna let a couple of hecklers get you down?
It wasn't a couple of hecklers, it was the whole audience.
All the great comedians have tough nights, John. What about all your good nights? Kelly, come here, come on, help me out. What about all the good nights you had? Like, remember? No, that wasn't real good. What about the time, remember when he was in East Hartford with the school play? That wasn't. But someday you'll have a good night.
This was more than a bad night. This was a disaster. These people didn't want to laugh. They wanted blood. This was one tough audience.
How tough were they, Kelly?
So tough they made 2 pit bulls sit in the back row.
See what I mean? Even my wife is funnier than me.
Oh, honey, you wrote the line.
I don't want your sympathy. Can't you say I'm finished? El finished? Kaput? El endo? I'm definitely thinking of a career change anyway. Oh, Miss Havens. 3.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Miss Havens. 3.
In the little Italian village of Greenwich, Wednesday night meant only one thing. Tradition.
Anthony! 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 Anthony!
Because on Wednesday around supper time, Mama Capicola would call for her only unemployed son, Anthony. For many surrounding neighbors and relatives in the poor yet happy village, the sound of her voice had special meaning for each one of them.
Ah, Mrs. Capicola, it must be Wednesday. Do not, I'll give you Wednesday. It's time for you to fix the roof. It's Wednesday.
Ah, Anthony better get home right away. It's supper time. What's the matter for you? Put down that beer. You get a job. Anthony got a job before you.
Anthony!
As sure as the cheese on her manicotti, Mama Capicola did have her critics. Above her lived Giovanni Prosciutto, a distant cousin 3 times removed. He'd lived there over some 20-odd years with his wife Sonia. Over the years, he worked hard at his small grape business, called Grapes R Us. And he recently lost his partner, Vic, to the dreaded disease of purple foot. For him, Wednesday was just another day.
My Najida, Mr. Capicola, I wish one day she would choke on the word Anthony. Huh? What's the matter with her?
Giovanni, stop! Your blood pressure, stop!
My blood pressure. If I die, I don't have to listen to that witch.
Oh, that Anthony's a lucky boy to have a mama who loves him like that.
Never mind the little Anthony. I wish I had just one of his hits, little Anthony.
What do you mean? Listen to Mrs. Capicola. She could have been an opera singer.
My Najida, that lady, she drives me crazy. I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna kill her.
Giovanni, come back! Did you hurt yourself? Come back!
Anthony Capicola was a sickly child at birth. For her entire life, Mama Capicola protected and nurtured young Anthony. Little did she realize that her overprotection was the reason for young Anthony's hitting slump.
Mama's boy, Anthony.
Oh, dear mother.
Anthony!
It was on a hot Wednesday summer evening, and Mama Capicola yelled for her last time. After yelling for more than 6 hours, she and Johnny Prosciutto ran off together and were never seen again. Although it's been rumored they opened a lemon ice stand at Soundview Beach, young Anthony spent many years suppressing his feelings of sadness and anger. It was only through years of therapy that a young Anthony, the only unemployed son of Mama Capicola, was able to iron out all his problems. Well, maybe not all his problems.
You know, little Anthony, you've come a long way.
Yeah, Doc, I think it's really helping me. The therapy is great. I feel much, much better.
Let's play word association. What do you think of when I say Wednesday?
I don't know, Tuesday.
How about, what do you think of when I say spaghetti?
Guess meatballs, you know. Seems pretty, I don't know, what's the point?
That's interesting. What do you think of when I say That's pretty interesting. What do you think of when I say... Good. Okay.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, and I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Oh Lord, oh Lord. Well, if you told me you were drowning, I would not lend a hand. I've seen your face before, my friend, but I don't know if you know who I am. Well, I was there and I saw what you did. I saw it with my own two eyes. So you can wipe off that grin. I know where you've been. It's all been a pack of lies. And I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, well I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, well I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, oh Lord.
So, Michael Adams was back in the town where he made a name for himself for Boston College. But this was different. Michael's a Denver Nugget now. And despite the fact that the Nuggets are hot since Adams became a starter, no one, and I mean no one, expected a Nuggets win. Tonight on the parquet floor here at the Boston Garden, not only did Hartford's own Michael Adams prove he belongs in the Denver Nuggets lineup, but he had his biggest game ever. Since Michael broke into the starting lineup, he's averaged over 12 points a game and is among the league leaders in three-point shots. But last night, he was on fire. Michael's electric performance led to an unheard-of 5-point Denver victory at the Boston Garden.
He's free to go on the offensive end. He pushed the ball up. So he has a lot of freedom, and he's doing an incredible job. He's been a great spark for us.
With family and friends looking on, Michael surpassed his previous career high of 18 points with 31 against the Celtics. You can bet he was excited.
Just being able to score that many points in the NBA is great. So I just had one of my best nights ever, and felt great. You know, my people were here, my family from Hartford and stuff. Just the support I was getting around town, it made me feel comfortable here. It made me feel like this was my home, and I got the thing going, and the shots were going. I just didn't stop shooting.
It was so active, they had to concentrate. They couldn't have the guards helping out. They had the guards second half chasing them all over the place.
It's not easy to guard Michael Adams, as Jerry Seeksting understands full well.
I think he had like 10 of the first 14 or something like that. You know, he just got off to a real fast start. Obviously, he's fired up playing back here at home. And, you know, that basket just got bigger and bigger for him as the game went on. But it really wasn't much surprise. We knew we had to try to contain him. He's a big part of their push on their offense, getting that ball up the floor.
After the credits, I had some credits on that.
Okay, we're all set.
All right. Okay.
Bye.
Five, four, three, two.
Hi, I'm Irv Goldfarb, on loan from WHCT in Hartford to downtown with John Mason here at Cable Access. It was called the case of Baby M, the court battle between the natural father and the surrogate mother that would change the course of surrogatehood forever. But before the Baby M and hundreds of Baby M's that followed, there was one case that was little revealed to the public. It was a story involving a man, a woman, a baby, and a janitor. And we at Downtown have worked hard to make sure that this case will never be allowed to happen again. It's called the case of baby ooh.
You're a pro. You're a pro.
Is that like close?
You're a pro. Okay. All right, let me just take a look. I think I just want to have 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hi, I'm Irv Goldfarb from WHCT in Hartford, on loan here to Downtown with John Mason at Hartford Cable Television. It's being called a cable access classic. It's a, it's being held as a class for public access. A soap opera, that's the part I gotta remember, a soap opera named after.
4, 3, 2.
Hi, I'm Irv Goldfarb from WHCT in Hartford, on loan to Downtown with John Mason here at Public Access TV. This is being hailed as a classic for public access television. A soap opera named after a Connecticut town where love, money, and power all spelt with capital letters. Putnam.
All right. Good.
Now we're doing these all separate, right?
Yeah. Huh?
Story. Let's wait till the story plot as it shall.
Just tell me if this is in the shot.
The plot is as shallow as tortured characters. Ruby Van Johnson.
Okay. Right there. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2.
The story is as shallow as its tortured characters. Ruby Van Johnson, the wealthy socialite who insists on being photographed from the top down. Are we just rolling one at a time? Yeah.
Just going to keep going, Stan. Her husband, Chip, a camp counselor.
Her husband, Chip, a camp counselor who was introduced to Ruby by our son, George. He was foolish enough to marry for the one reason that was tearing them apart. Love. I really looked down on that one. Do you care?
No.
Okay.
W.W.
Yeah,
Chaser III, the real estate mongol who collects condos like he does tuxedos.
W.W. Chaser III, the real estate mongol who collects... Mongol? Mogul, not Mongol. Jesus. W.W. Chaser III, the real estate mogul who collects condos the way he does tuxedos. His wife Leah, who had money, jewels, and clothes.
Who has money, jewels, and clothes. Everything a woman could want in life except one thing. She had everything a woman could want in life except one thing.
His wife Leah, who had money, jewels, and clothes. She had everything a woman could want in life except one thing. I'm listening. I'm looking up over the lens, too. I just realized I was looking over the lens, too. And what is this?
And where would a soap opera be without a trusting butler whose clothes don't match?
And where would a soap opera be without a trusting butler whose clothes don't match? Join me now in a sneak preview. Join me now in a sneak preview of this public access blockbuster. Door for this fall. Of this public access blockbuster. Join me now in a sneak preview of this public access blockbuster, due out for release this fall. The story everyone's been waiting for. Putnam. That's kind of weird.
Chalk.
Take 2.
Some say it was the immensity of the 50-year-old red oak. Let me try it again. Some say it was the immensity of the 50-year-old red oak that set off the 40-year-old George Williams. One eyewitness said Williams threw down his coleslaw, stood up and yelled, "Viva El Bunyan," and then proceeded to run out to his van where he procured his chainsaw. Little Frank Filani is still in shock.
When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go downtown when you've got worries.